Welcome to Mega Talk. We're still the talk show in boxing. It's good to be back again with you all. I hope all is well with all of you. I was just watching an interview with Benn on Seconds Out with Radio Rahim. A very, very good interview, quite in depth, long interview. And he's talking what happened as regards to the drugs allegations. And the first thing what he was doing, he apologised to the public for what had happened, of how he had treated it, and how he had spoken to the public. He explained that he was very angry and he was restricted to what he could talk about because of the court case, what is going on, regards the people who has accused him and the sanctioning bodies, the drug testing, etc. He explained that he wouldn't have taken drugs, and the basis of this, one, he doesn't believe in it, but he was speaking about what has happened to past fighters. For argument's sake, the fighters where his dad has fought, and even, I suppose, Chris Eubank Sr., and what has happened to them where they've got injured in a ring. And he explained that he wouldn't be able to live with himself if he knew that he took drugs and something bad had happened in a ring. He explained that he had phoned Chris Eubank Jr. and told him what had happened. And Eubank was basically saying, yeah, but when we're going to fight? Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but when we're going to fight? He explained that he never wanted to hurt anybody and never wanted to hurt his son, his family, or the public. And since it has happened to him, he's been broken. But the areas what he was talking about, he says he expected better from the boxing community. He says he wanted the boxing community to be there. And he explained who the boxing community were. He says to him that was the pundits, people in the broadcasting that wasn't there for him. And because of this, it angered him. He basically explained that there was a two-faced presenter who says off screen that he believed Benn, but on screen he quizzed him and was saying something totally different. And Conor was saying that the presenter was basically saying, well, you know how it goes. They say one thing, I say the other. Conor wasn't impressed with that. He's basically saying, you're being two-faced. It shouldn't work like that. He explained about how difficult it had got, where he couldn't leave his house because of what people would have said, how people would have reacted to him, how he felt. He says that he felt very depressed, anxious, suffering from anxiety. There's a lot of panic there, fear. There's so many times when people don't have the facts and the evidence of what had happened, where people have just muscled in. Even on the day when the fight was cancelled, when the evidence didn't really come out, people was giving their opinions. And I just says, and even to this day, I'm not here to judge him because I don't know the facts, the figures, or what has gone on and gone forth. So I says, and I still say, I'm not going to judge him because I don't know what has happened. And if he's gone to the trouble of having a 270-page document, maybe we should see what it says before we condemn him or judge him. Then he goes on to say that he was angry with God. He says that he had lost his faith. He's a Christian, and he says that he had lost his faith in God. He explained, though, that what had helped him is that when he went to the AJ fight and saw how many people was mobbing him and how many people was showing him love and reaching out, it then helped him so much to get over the position that he was in and start to look on things differently. He explained that his parents had likened what he had done to the story in the Bible about Joseph. I suppose it means, Joseph when he was hated by his brothers and thrown in a pit and mistreated because he says one day that he would have rule over them. He told them the dreams what he had, and when they had heard the dreams, they didn't like what he had says because a lot of it meant that he one day would be higher than what they are. Conor explained that he was going to quit. He explained that when he went to the fight, he went there with security, and the reason being he didn't know what people was going to say to him and how they was going to react. But in the end, the security was to help him to get to his seat and nothing else, because he was being mobbed. He come to a conclusion that his problem was social media and the way that people reacted to him on social media. Conor was clearly upset about what he was saying, but yet he expressed himself. I'd like to hope that this saga is now coming to its close and that things can move on, because his career needs to move on. He's a good boxer. I think he's learnt a lot from this. I think we've learnt a lot from this, but the time has come where things need to move on. Anyway, thank you for listening to my discussions, and you've been listening to Mega Talk.